All right, what's going on, everybody? What's going on as we thank the Most High for another blessed day as we give our Heavenly Father all the honor, the glory, and all the praise and worship. This is a video response back to you, Jason61. Why is it so hard for a band to stay together? Very good question. And coming from an MD standpoint, you know, first of all, when you're trying to get a group of people together, it's not easy. And according to how that person is living, I'm gonna speak from experience, for years of experience. Whether you're talking about a band at church or from a worldly aspect. But when you get a group of people together and they're not on one accord, and then in every band, I'm gonna say this, in every band that I've ever played with, it's always somebody that want that control. They stick out like a sore thumb because they want a sore thumb, excuse me, because they want everything to be their way. And if you can't learn how to respect each other, not only as a musician but as a man, as a woman, if you got a woman in the band, vice versa, it's not going to work. And there are a lot of cocky musicians, arrogant musicians. So when you're dealing with a band, when you get one person in the band with all those evil spirits, it throws off the whole band. That's why you can't play with any and everybody. When you really think about it, and even in church, you got some musicians that just they disrespect each other. There's no respect, and when you try to confront them, or correct them, I should say, like the Bible say, correct, reproof. They hate correction, and it's just sad because you would think so many people who call themselves musicians could get along with each other. I never thought that I would see so many musicians in church that's at each other's throat. And not only is the musician, it's the directors getting into it with the musician, or it may be one of those pastors that's in the church that want to be the pastor and the MD. He want to run everything his way and unhired, a minister of music in there and still want to, take over everything. So it's so many reasons why bands don't work out. And then I got to take it there. You got so many band members that have those addictions, you know. Then you got the band members that's always late, that making messed up for everybody else. And I learned something about people that's always late. They punish it for the ones that's there on time. Because because it makes you look bad as a band when, just say, the drummer is always late, or the keyboard player is always 20, 30 minutes late, and you done got contracts and people expect you to be there on time. Because one thing about when you doing business, you should never want to waste nobody's time. So another reason why these bands don't work, because this one here stay drunk. This one over here running women, and they just not serious, and everybody don't have the same outlook as a band. So that tends to make you do what? You'll keep on playing with different people. It's like you're hitting and missing. You're hitting and missing. You got to keep trying to play with different people, because you can't never use this bass player over here. He not disciplined enough. He rip all over the place. He don't know how to run the bass line. He want everybody to see him. So this drummer, you can't use him. He too loud all the time. You trying to play in a little restaurant, and he don't know how to rim shot. He don't know how to use his brushes when it's time. But when a musician don't know how to listen at their own volume, because you're not always on a live stage all the time, coming through a sound system, a PA system. You may be in a building that won't even hold but 50, 30 people. So you have to learn how to play without I always say, if you can't learn how to play at a volume when you don't have all of the equipment, just like I say, every singer should know how to sing without a microphone. I know too many singers, they rehearse without a microphone, and some are different. Some may, use the mic, and some, they rather hear themselves without the mic, because some places, just keeping it real, you don't need all the equipment. That's why a drummer should know when to pack his little travel set, light set. It's so many drummers I see, man, they destroy engagement, because they done brought so much equipment and done outplayed everybody, done ripped through the whole, engagement, just loud as I don't know what. And I always say, when you in a smaller place, you should play at a volume where people can still hear themselves talking side by side. But it's not like that. So it's according, brother, to who you are with. If they have learned how to be humble musicians, disciplined musicians, respectful to each other, toward each other, I should say, musicians. That's the way to go. I love to see a band when they are respecting each other. When you see the piano player just chording and setting in behind the sax player. The lead guitar player ain't too busy. He just doing what he's supposed to do. The bass player not ripping out. Everybody know what they doing and they bringing it to the table. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful sound. We always say down here, one band, one sound, But when you look around in most bands, once again, somebody always going to stick out harder than somebody else because they want to shine. They want people to see them getting off. Oh, I'm the one that's doing this and doing that. But it's rarely where you find a band who stays together. So yeah, with now you see a lot of bands that stay together because they all are doing the same type of sin. They all hanging out, they all smoking and getting high, they all getting drunk, they all running women. Or it could even be some women that's messing around with some dudes, you know what I'm saying? Vice versa. I'm not knocking women out the picture because I know some women like that. They great musicians, they can play, but their lifestyle is terrible. Same thing on Sunday mornings. You got a lot of musicians. Let's just keep it real. Most of the musicians that's gigging on Saturday night gonna be your same minister of music and drummers and stuff that's playing on Sunday morning. I'm talking from experience, because I don't just play at church. I tell people that in a minute. I'm not just a church musician. I play at engagements too. That's another way I make my money, my living. Take care of my family. So I just know what to do and when to do it, and I know what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do. I use discernment, because I don't play with everybody. There are many gigs that I turn down. Excuse me. So there are many people that want me to be a part of their band, and I just shake my head and say, you know what? Find you another piano player, Because if you don't care about me, I'm the type of musician, I care about how you live, I care about you, And I have set many brothers to the side when I played with them that I don't play with no more. And I used to tell them it's not even about the music, it's not even about your instrument. I'm coming to you as a brother, because your lifestyle. That next drink you take and drive home drunk like that, you might kill somebody or you may kill yourself. So that's another reason, once again, bands fall off because each individual got so much going on in their own life, that they can't even get their own life in order. But yet, soon as you call, oh yeah, count me in, I want to gig. And then here go the other thing, most of them don't even want to practice. I can't stand a musician that don't want to practice but want to gig all the time. That bothers me, because if I'm at home practicing on my own time, like I'm gonna say this again, even in this video, there's a big difference between practicing and rehearsing. Most people don't know that practice is on your own time. Rehearsing is coming to put it together. Don't nobody have to get on me about practicing, because you know why? That's an everyday thing. I know it up here before I know it down here. So it's already up here. You ain't got to tell me what key is in and none of that, because I'm there. So when I come in the room, I expect the bass player to know the bass line. I expect the drummer to know the drum beat, the foundation to be on one accord. I expect the lead guitar. I expect the horn player. I expect everybody that's a part of the band to know their part, because when they don't know their part, you know what's going to happen when you come in the room? You're going to waste a lot of time trying to put a song together when everybody don't know their parts. It's just like a choir. I tell people, if I was to go to church to learn music when the choir's supposed to learn and the band's supposed to learn, it'll be messed up, because everybody trying to learn at the same time when it should be teaching for the choir, and it should always be a musician rehearsal. I always say, if the musicians can't make it all together, I always say you should be able to set aside some time and come together as the musicians of the church, and don't just present the Most High with no anything when you go to church. It's so many people just throw things together and they present that on Sunday mornings. Terrible. When you go back to old school and look at most bands, a lot of them could stay together. I give you a good example. Charlie Wilson and the Gap Band. Um, when you look at Charlie, you know, and his brother, they always stayed together. You know, even Earth, Wind and Fire. You know the elements. Of course, Maurice. You know, done passed on, but Verdine on that bass and Philip Bailey, they always and my man on the guitar, they always stayed together. Isley brothers, Ernie Isley, Ronald Isley, you know, the one that passed on, but there's a few of them that stayed together, and it's not easy keeping them together, you know. And Charlie Wilson would tell you how much drugs he did, you know, how it almost destroyed him, but he had a woman that stayed by his side. I think they still together. She stayed by him through all the stuff he went through, because that drugs almost took his life out. So once again, that's my point. Your addictions also will keep a band all messed up. Let's go back to the Temptations before I end this video. You remember David, you remember Otis, you remember Paul. I'm going back to the original Temptations and Blue, of course, the tenor. When you look at their life story, look at how Paul couldn't stop drinking, and then of course David Ruffin came on in later on. Look at all the dope that David Ruffin did, and it messed the whole band up. You see what I'm saying? It's your lifestyle. Once again, that's a lot of people don't understand that their lifestyle has a lot to do with that band they trying to have, because your sins don't just affect you, they affect others. It affects your family members. It affects your children. It affects who you around, you know. So I could say a lot more about this video, but I'm going to go ahead and end for now. But once again, there are many reasons why the bands don't stay together. So let me know what you think about this video. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. I will have a live chat tonight, Thursday night, Dallas, Texas, my time, 9:30 p.m. It's just going to be open discussion, real talk. Whatever on your heart, we're going to throw it on the table tonight. So with that being said, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day.